Well, yes, I'm live. Hi, folks. This is old Dave doing one of my memories. I thought it might be interesting for you. If you've been watching my stuff for any length of time, you've seen my sign collection, or you've seen selections from my sign collection. My sign collection is routed wood signs that I've made for country music stars. Back in the day, back a few months ago, about 300 months ago, to tell you the truth, I was known as the sign carver to the stars. So I used to carve a lot of routed signs for country music stars. And I've done a few videos from time to time on different ones and the memories that I have from when I presented the sign to them and they autographed one for me. And I've got a pretty good list, but I'll show you a picture. See if you can zoom in on this picture, Vicki. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Now that was me back in, and my super son Eric. He was about 17 or 18. That's about the time I made him a partner in the business. And the girl is my daughter Vicki. Not my daughter-in-law Vicki, but my daughter Vicki. And this was in 1978 or 1979. You can see in the background, this is my collection at that time, my collection of signs that were autographed to me by that particular either group or that particular individual country music star. And so the one I want to show you today is one that you haven't seen before. It's from the Oak Ridge Boys.
Tilt it down just a little bit. Tilt it. No, down. There we go. Now I can see the autographs without a glare.
Okay. And the autographs on there are from Joe Bonzo, Dwayne Allen, Bill Golden, and see, who was the baritone? I've got that list. Oh, Richard Surnham, he was the bass. Most of these guys, the Oak Ridge Boys, in case you didn't know, was actually formed in the 40s, long before any of these guys were members. These guys all became members of the group as it continued down the road through the years. 73 to 75, 76 is when these guys joined the band. And if you can read this inscription at the bottom, this is by Dwayne, the lead singer. And at the time, their big hit song was 1 in a Million. And he wrote on there, he says, "Dave, you're the 1 in a million. Thanks, Dwayne." So, and the others are just saying thank you for the sign that I made for them. And that's generally the way it was when I made a sign for them. They would autograph it with something personal to me. And that's why I call these series of videos, I call them memories, because each one has a special memory for me. Some are a lot more vivid than others, but all of them have a special memory. And the Oak Ridge Boys, if my memory serves me, it was backstage, I believe, at one of the casinos, either in Reno or Tahoe. I can't remember which, but I was well enough known that I would get in touch with their manager, and I would mention a few names of people that I knew, like Jack McFadden from Nashville, who was a huge talent agent and a friend of mine. And I'd mention a few names so I could get backstage at their show. And a lot of times I would be backstage when they would take a break or in between shows. And I'd get to talk to them. They'd ask me questions, and sometimes we'd just have a conversation about things that happened when we were kids. It had nothing to do with country music, but it all boiled down to the fact that I was a member of the Country Music Association, so I could get into a lot of places, like backstage at Hee Haw and backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. And excuse my voice, I'm going to get this corrected one of these days so I don't have all the scratchiness. They say it comes with age, but I believe it has it has something to do with the heart surgery that I had. And the more I look into it, the more research, the more I think that's what it is. So I'm going to get it fixed one of these days, but in the meantime, I'll keep rambling on in the same scratchy voice. But anyway, this is just one of the memories that I wanted to share with you about the sign I made for the Oak Ridge Boys and the things that went on backstage at their concerts and other concerts. And that's part of the things that brings back my memories. Even though it was 30 years old, say 78, that makes it over 30 years ago. I can still remember it like it was yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday. But that's my memory for this time.
Dad, do you want to address any comments off of last week's video from a safety standpoint about?
Oh yeah, Eric tells me that there was a lot of people that were concerned with my safety because of the video I made last week of making those wooden parts, and they didn't like the way I run the parts through the saw without using a pusher stick. But the way I had the saw set up, I couldn't have used a pusher stick safely, so I just pushed it through with my hands. But I was careful, and truth is I didn't wear glasses. I probably should have, but I didn't. But there's a lot of things that I do that if I were teaching somebody else to do it, I would teach them a little safer way to do it. But I've been doing what I do for 70 years, and I probably won't make any major changes. When I'm working with metal or hard plastic, I always wear safety glasses. If I'm working with wood, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I've had sawdust in my eyes so many times that there's a wonder there's not a tree growing out of them. But I don't. I just do things the way I've always done, and I appreciate your concern for my safety. But the truth is, I probably won't change. I'll be doing, if I'm still doing this 300 months from now, which is 30 years from now, I'll probably still do it the same way. But I do appreciate the concern that our viewers have over my safety, and I thank you for it. And that's going to wrap this one up. We'll see you next time.